Hi everyone, it's Chelle from Chelle Crochet. Let's wrap up December and look at some yarn. Welcome back. I'm Chelle and this is Chelle Crochet. I was very fortunate to have received some gifts in the month of December and I never got a chance to talk about them. I've been away for about a month and I'm back, and you're going to be seeing some videos from me for the next week or so, on and off. Yay, it's January. Let's get going. First, you saw some pictures at the beginning of this video. And I am very, very grateful to the people that took the time to send me some Christmas cards, and also for the gifts I received. I was able to sneak in at the end of my December video this wonderful box of things that I got from Crystal at Ricola's Crochet Corner. That's right, Crystal at Ricola's Crochet Corner. One of my New Year's resolutions is to get that channel name correct for all of 2021. So how am I doing so far? Anyway, as you can see behind me, there's some other things, including one of the things Crystal gave me, which is a beautiful water bottle with her logo on it, and some of the other things that I've been graciously gifted over the course of 2020. In December, for Christmas, I also got this beautiful sign that's behind me, and I have started to spruce up my yarn room. So I'm being very careful to not delve into things that belong into other videos. But I'm also going to pop up a picture of a calendar, if I haven't already, that I got from my mom, which was awesome. And that leads me to discuss my first yarny acquisition from December's Christmas gifts. I guess not really my first, but another. My mom was gracious enough to gift me 3 Bernat blanket ombre cakes. And it was amazing to work with. You're seeing a picture of the cakes right now. And I made this blanket in the course of about 3 or 4 days over the holidays. I began it, I think, Christmas evening, and I think I finished it around the 28th of December. So it's just the full 3 cakes, and I just made it Lapghan size, and I made it for me. So kinda, even though I didn't make my originally planned Christmas blanket, I got a bit of a Christmas blanket this year. So here it is. The first cake was in Burgundy Ombré. The second cake was in Charcoal Ombre. And the last cake was in Ocean Teal Ombre. So you can kind of see better from the pictures, of course, but you know, it doesn't scream Christmas, but I chose to put the red and the green at the 2 ends and the gray in the middle. And we have a ton of gray as our main colors, including our wall colors in most of the house. So this has been great. It's just been if I'm chilly in the evening blanket, it goes on me. And I would call this like blanket meets velvet. I don't know how many of you have actually worked with the actual ombre, but I've worked with blanket yarn a lot because it gets requested from me, and I do not like working with it at all. It hurts my hands. It's hard on my hands to crochet with, and it pulls. It's probably partially the way I crochet, but I do not enjoy it at all. This yarn was an absolute pleasure to work with, and I was able to make this blanket using a 12mm crochet hook and just get an awesome drape in a very simple pattern. So all I did was alternate half double crochets and double crochets, and look how lacy and gappy the doubles got. So it was simple, it was mindless, it was exactly what I needed for over the holiday, and I didn't even know I was going to have a chance to do it. So thanks, Mom. Yeah, so that was one of my tail end of the year makes that does not carry over into 2021. And the other one you're seeing behind me is this sweater that I've been working on. So it's getting there. It's not quite done, so I will talk about it in my January podcast when it's completed. But it's made with comfy cotton, lime brand comfy cotton in the colorway Driftwood. And I'm just finishing up the trim now. So I need to trim the bottom and the middle, and the sleeves are completely done, and then take the lessons learned and moved on. When I featured the things Crystal gave me as I'm using them, the first thing I'm really making a ton of use of is this awesome project bag she gifted me. I really don't have any project bags that are handmade like this. So this is my first, and I love how it cinches shut like that, box bottom, as you'd say. Nice and quilted. It's beautiful colors. So all of my scraps that are coming together from my blanket are in here, along with a set of hooks that Crystal was very generous to pass along to me. And I'm keeping them close by so that when I get something that's fresh that I haven't already started, I can try these guys out. So I'm looking forward to that. They're so colorful and pretty. So anyway, this project is, I started it in December. I started it sort of around the 20th of December. And it's going to be probably 2-3 months in the making. No deadline for this project. I'm doing another diamond granny blanket, and this one will be for me. The first one I made did walk out the door already. So one of the things I have on my goals that I'll discuss more when I'm talking about those in the next video, but I want to be able to use the yarn I have that I really love. And so I would shy away from using the Caron BIG Cakes because it's one of my favorite yarns and I don't have a ton of it. But what I did realize was I had 4 that I only had 1 of each colorway. So with those 4 cakes, I started the Diamond Granny blanket, and I started it, I'm popping up some pictures here so you can see, with solid colored squares. So it's funny, right? Because I love that acrylic and I never get to just work with that acrylic because they don't sell it in solids. So why not make it solid yourself if you have enough, right? And for this kind of a project, it's going to be perfect. So I've popped up, I think, 3 or 4 of the cakes that I have. What I have also done, just to give myself more variety and color, is I've added in almost an entire skein of a Bernat Super Value Big Stripes, which also comes in a cake. And then I added this skein, or this cake of yarn that I talked about 1 or 2 videos back that I found at Cambridge Fibers. The yarn, originally I thought it was a big cake, just a different big cake that was mislabeled. It's just slightly different than a big cake. Fortunately, it works up exactly the same way in terms of like the size of the squares, so that's a perfect match. And it's just giving me some extra earth tones and deeper colors because I want this blanket to be neutral and not only focusing on the colorways I had available for me as I started this project. So it was just a nice add-on, and just very curious about how they labeled that, because unless there's some kind of secret factory, like they get to try something out situation, I can't find the name Caron Home Deco, D-E-C-O, anywhere except for this one cake I got from Cambridge Fibers, and then the posting that I don't even know if it's still there from Kitchener Yarn Co. They also label it as a 340 gram cake as opposed to the Caron BIG Cakes that are 300. And I'm very interested to see if I get, you know, enough squares to show me that it's that much more yarn. Anyway, just a little bit of a, I don't know, detective mission, if you will. Very trying to understand that. So back to this. Love this bag and all of my tiny little yarn balls that are left over as I go through. At this point, I've made enough squares that all of the yarn is gone from 3 of the 4 big cakes, except for what's in here, which there are tons of balls in here. And it's just a matter of whether or not I can get any more solids. So there's going to be tons of squares. Like I'm going to be well into the 60-ish square realm. And they are 6 round solid grannies with 3 round charcoal gray borders. And like it's a deep charcoal, like next to black. It's Bernat cozy style, and the color comes up as charcoal. So yeah, very happy with that project. It's just that thing of like when you feel like you need to get something like finished instead of like the bigger projects that I'm working on. It's great because then I can just get some color in my life and I can just work at it. I'm now at the point where I'm going back and adding some of the gray, so I still have some time to play with some color when I get it, when I feel like that's what I need to be working on. Anyway, so that one's going to carry on for the next couple months for sure, but it was started at the end of December, and I did get a lot, probably about 30 or 40 squares done before the end of the year. So anyway, Crystal, thanks so much for this bag. I love it, and looking forward to working with those hooks too. So that was the only sort of makes I had hanging out there that I didn't actually start as of January 1st. But I do have some more yarn to talk about. I'm going to do a much more thorough discussion about the yarn that Crystal was so generous in gifting me for Christmas that you've already seen at the beginning of this video as I use it. And as for what I'm going to show you in terms of this yarn haul, it's my Herrschners order finally. I ordered this yarn on December 1st. I was super impressed that it had shipped by December the 3rd. And then nothing happened until December the 7th. It seemed that I was supposed to get an email. I never did get an email that said your order has shipped. I did never to this day have gotten that email. But I was able to log back into the Herrschners site and get a tracking number. The tracking number was a UPS tracking number. And so that was able to show me that the yarn had landed in Chicago on December the 7th. And I didn't even find that out till probably a week later. And then what I realized it said on there was that it was being transferred. So that's around the middle of December, I had called them and said, what's going on with this? And the lady was very nice on the phone, and she pointed out to me that there'd be a secondary tracking number. So I was able to find that. And then that secondary tracking number was when it went to the USPS, and then they brought it to Canada Post. So it sat in Chicago from December the 7th to December the 30th and didn't move. And from what I understand about that, it might have been it clearing their customs, which I don't really understand. But anyway, it sat and didn't do anything from the 7th of December to the 30th. Then it was finally on the move, and it took from December 30th to January 7th to reach Canada. And then it got to Montreal, and it sat in our customs for a while, just a few days though. And then by, I think around the 11th or 12th, it was showing me that it was moving again. And then I had access to the yarn on January the 12th, I think, which became the 13th because there was an issue with the customs. So I did get charged customs, and it is what it is. So I'll run through all of the numbers with you, but first, let's look at the lovely yarn because I've been talking about it long enough. First thing I tried was this kit. This kit I can remember was $15.99. I'm not going to go through all the prices with you, but at the end I'm just going to tally it all up, US dollars versus Canadian dollars for you. But the reason I got this kit, it wasn't particularly because I was dying to make a Halloween shawl, which is what this is called, and I do appreciate that the pattern is available. It's because I felt it was kind of a good way to try their yarn. So what I got in here was worsted 8, and I'm not going to try to look at the colors now, but we'll call that a pumpkin color. And this, again, I wanted to try it because it had a sparkle version in it. So there's a black with a silver streamer. Loving that there's the center pulled for you. Loving that. And then 3 in the smaller size. 2 of them are black. These are called worsted 3. Okay, and so this is all the Herrschners branded yarn. And then lastly, at the green. So they're obviously all the same yarn, just different sizes, and it's fine. I feel like the plain black actually feels a little bit more plasticky than the others. I'm interested to dig into that sparkle. Thin, like nowhere near my Caron BIG Cakes size of 4-weight acrylic. So interesting, and a good way I think to try, like I said, their branded yarn, right? Because I haven't ever had anything from Herrschners before. All right, now the really fun. So there was a 3-pack. I guess maybe I will remember some of these prices, maybe because I've been waiting for 6 weeks to get this. There was a 3-pack of this Red Heart yarn, Red Heart Sparkle, and it's just literally like tinsel you could put on your tree as far as it's thin, but I love that it's silver and sparkly, but there's no way this is getting into anything wearable. So $4.97 American for these 3. And I mean, I did the math. One of the math things I did do was to figure out the exchange rate. It was 35%. That's what I was charged to get my final bill, which was around $139 up to $185. So those are cool. All right, now This one, I've never had this yarn before. When Michaels was doing all their clearance in the summertime, they literally had like 3 skeins of this left in the aisle, and they were all different colors. So what was the point, right? So I finally got myself some jeans yarn. I know it's very popular, and the colorway is vintage. So I have 6 of those. So one of my goals with this Herrschners order, other than playing, which is what the first 2 things represented, was to have enough to make a wearable for myself. So there's 6 balls of the jeans yarn, and they came up as $11.97 for a pack of 3, $11.97 American. And just as a little funny, I had this 1 skein of yarn from one of the Michaels grab bags that I got last year that I had no idea what it was. And I'm not sure, but wouldn't it be a bonus? Now maybe the camera's telling us, because for me in the camera right now, they do not look the same. In real life, they look identical. Now the other reason I'm not sure that this is jeans yarn is because it feels bigger than this. But I have no idea. If anyone's got any other ideas what this yarn might be from Michaels in a grab bag, Crystal, anybody, Bueller, let me know, but we'll see. For now, it's going to live with the jeans yarn and see if it's allowed to be part of that project. Okay, so now we're on to the cotton. Red Heart Scrubby Smoothie. I have been told that this is a very soft cotton. So I got 6 in this blue color and 6 in this red color, and their names will appear on the screen. And yeah, it's soft. It's definitely softer than our regular Bernat Handicrafter, which is the thing in Canada we have the most access to that's 100% cotton. Much softer. And I would say a little thinner. So it'll be very interesting to see how it works up and what kind of summer type projects I might be able to figure out for these. So 6 of each. With all the hanging with my Nomies that was going around, I saw a lot of Village cotton, which is Herrschners branded cotton. So I pulled the trigger on that, and I again was doing the pack thing to try to get the deals. It comes up as Village Yarns Craft Cotton, and this is eggplant. So I have 2 packs of 5, so 10 of these. And again, pretty happy. It's soft and it feels very similar to the one that I just touched. So yeah, eggplant. That'll be a fun color to work with. And last but definitely not least, I got the Willow Yarns Sudsy. And I got 2 5-packs. So also feels great. I'm very happy. It's always great to have black and 100% cotton or whatever the mixture of this is. Okay, so now that we've gone through all that lovely yarn that I'm so looking forward to getting my hands into, let's just go over the numbers. I made notes just so I'd get it all right. So ordered December 1st, and the yarn amount was $105.57 US, which by the time they added the original shipping and taxes, because there was taxes, was $139.57. So my order was $139.57 US, and when my Visa got charged in Canadian dollars, that came to $185.19. And then, like I said, the duty was finally charged to me on January the 12th, and so that was $27.29. So my grand total was $212.48 for something that was $139.57 US. And granted that $27.29 of that was duty, but still I had to pay it, right? So it's part of the consideration for how this works. I think I saw Darla do a video recently where she said she was also charged duty. So yeah, I have to let it sink in and settle a little bit more. Anyway, just something to keep in mind, and definitely will not be placing any yarn orders in the month of December, ever. Yay, it's here. My order's here. I have the ability to embrace the yarn and plan for the use of the yarn. And I hope to make wonderful things out of it, but it was not a good experience for me at all. I'm done on my Herrschners order. Please let me know if you've had any experiences like this, particularly if you're from Canada. And yeah, it's always fun to talk about yarn, no matter what happens, right? And I know I'm going to end up with some awesome projects. So I think that about wraps it up. I just wanted to come back on and just feel like I closed out December a little more thoroughly and say a really big thank you to all of my friends for supporting me and sending me little things. Everybody, I hope you're doing well. I hope your January's, been awesome so far. I am going to be right back, probably in this same outfit, to talk about my January goals. And yeah, trying to get back on track. It's hard to want to make videos when you're not feeling great, and that's kind of what January's been like for me so far. But I like doing them, so I'm going to do them. Have a great day, everybody, and happy crochet!